keeping it in their faces. You and I witnessing greatness. Had to get back to the basics to maneuver through life complications. Bye bye, bye bye.
Oh, what was the group that you in?
So I was in a group that I formed. It was called Color Scheme, and color stood for Clan of Lyricists Opposing Regulations and Establishing a Difference. But our scheme was to overtake the industry and overtake, all the bullshit that was going on. And we was coming with a different approach. We was on some positive shit.
Yeah.
So even back then, as a kid, I knew, I wanted to be on that type of wave because I seen what music was going. And I was a fan of some of it, but at the end of the day, I was like, that's not me. I don't want to push that. And I think that stemmed from, we had got an offer from Def Jam as kids. I'm fucking 16, maybe. You know what I'm saying? We got an offer from Def Jam, and I had a lot of solo music that I was pushing, and my cousin, Twan, his stepbrother was signed to Sean Garrett's label at the time. Sean Garrett, who made the When I Kiss You So Good, Why Would You Wanna Break Up?
Okay.
Right. So goddamn, his brother was signed with that label. And, he took me to Atlanta. My cousin did. And he introduced me to them. And they wanted to work with me. But at the time, I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm rapping about this before all the positive shit. This is what made me change, though.
But with you being a kid, they should have took you because of on that time they had nothing but kid artists.
But see, listen though, there was the thing. So I was talking about nothing but violence, shooting niggas, doing this and that, jewelry I didn't have, cars I didn't have, all this and that. So when bro first saw me, hearing the music, he like, oh yeah, this nigga it. But seeing me, he was like, hey bro, I just need to talk to you. He put a contract. It was about this thick. It was about this thick. And he was like, hey man, I'm going to just be real with you. If you not who you say you are, this industry is going to eat you alive and spit you out with no problem. And that really sat with me. I really started thinking do I really want to push this type of content? I probably would. I ain't gonna say I was no fur drill rapper. This ain't no Soulja Boy shit. But
no, you was a fur drill rapper.
As a kid, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It sounded good, but I'm like, yeah, we doing what we doing, but it ain't to that extent.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna retrace my steps and just, talk about what I do. And it became a thing. And after a while, it just stuck with me.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what I was gonna get into. A lot of people say during your earliest music, you were talking a lot of violence and aggression, and you didn't really have the image. And a lot of people were like, bro, this ain't you. And when you were early on, hearing that, you say you took it and you said, what, I need to rethink my image and how I come about things. But how do you feel about it at first? You being young, I know you weren't damn, I need to go ahead and change it, but deep down inside, you were like, this is me. I can't change this. This is me.
So, being that I was in the streets and all that was going on, and we was doing half of the shit I was talking about, I ain't gonna say all of it.
No.
A part of me wanted to keep it. A part of me wanted to keep pushing that content. A part of me was saying yeah, fuck it. Just go all out. And if it come to it, just do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But I knew that type of energy, whatever you put out, you're gonna get back.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't know that at the time, but something was inside of me nah, let's not do that. So, but man, I think it was, I was doing a studio session one day with John Amos. And if y'all know who he is, please look him up. One of the most popular producers that ever come out of Macon, Georgia, the first artist to have a major record label. But I was doing a studio session with him, and I was rapping this song called Always in the Streets.
Yeah.
And my cousin had them paid for the session and everything. And I think in the midst of the recording, he just stopped it. He really just stopped. He just hey, He said, hey man, look, I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. I fuck with what you saying, but it sounds like you don't even believe what you saying. And I'm like, damn. And it's when he said that, it was a part of me like, man, yeah, I really don't, because I know this is not what I really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sound good. My niggas gonna love it. The hood gonna love it. These people gonna love it. But is it really what I want to talk about? So I couldn't put the emphasis on how I wanted to express myself because it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And once I got into that mindset, I really started changing the topics. Because if I continued on, I was really just lying to myself. And I feel like that's selling your soul.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what selling your soul is. Because at that point,
not being true to yourself.
You know, and I feel like that's what happened with Tupac. Like, you ain't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't want to talk about that. And even in the movies, you know, it showed how he was telling Suge Knight, like, hey, man, you know, they got this good ass R&B song, let's flip this. And Suge Knight, like, nigga, that ain't gangster. We don't want to hear that. So Tupac started rapping about gangster shit because it's sold.
Yeah.
It sold records. When he started getting with Death Row, he dropped 2 albums in the same year and both of them went platinum. How many of his other albums went platinum? None before that. Tupacalypse Now was probably the most positive shit he ever put out.
Yeah.
Strictly for my niggas. Positive music. It didn't do well as the stuff he did with Death Row.
Yeah.
So.
So who you like the more? Out of the two main people they say you gotta like.
What you mean?
Biggie or Tupac?
Oh, I'm a Tupac fan.
You're a Tupac fan? I don't like Tupac.
I don't like Biggie.
Why not?
I don't know what like it's. And it just hear me out. Like Biggie cadence, it was fire. Like the stuff he was talking about, it was fly as hell. Like the beat selection, crazy. But when it came to Tupac, it was the emphasis on the way he said things. It was the expression behind it. Like I could literally play a Tupac song today and be like, that shit's still going on right now. I could see it in my environment. I could see it in my neighborhood. I could see it wherever I was at. With Biggie, it was like, it's cool, but it don't stick with me.
Yeah.
So I think that's what made me realize, like, I was a real Tupac fan. I think being a Tupac fan made me dislike Biggie more.
But don't they should take away your artistry if you put on the image that you know that you really didn't live?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I'm going to be real, bro. Like, it got to a point where, because see, Tupac died before I was really, could understand what music was or what was really going on.
Yeah.
But as I really did my research and went back, I think he died in 96. I was born in 94.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when I went back and did my research, I'm like, damn, Pop really was some bullshit. But I understood that he created a character.
Mm-hmm.
And when I watch interviews on like Charleston White, when he talk about Dolomite, most people consider Dolomite the first rapper, right? But Dolomite created a character. He created this pimp ass nigga, like he talking all this slick ass shit. But he went on none of that. Like bro went on it at all. He was a regular nigga. But he created this character because he knew it would sell. And he be like, hey man, I feel like if I put this fake ass afro on and go on stage and say some slick shit, I'm a whole superhero. But when I take it off, I'm just me. I'm Rudy Ray Moore. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
I understood that when it came to rap, you got to create this
persona
of, even with rap now, I still feel that way. Like I say some little slick shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm the coldest nigga on the mic or whatever. That might not be true, but I gotta stand behind that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of artists do that. Like when I'm in this booth, I'm Clark Kent. But when I walk out, I'm Superman.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's damn near like boosting yourself up type shit. So I never take to the extent where I'm gonna say I'm gonna do this, that, and third to a nigga. But it's just it's a persona you have to put on in the studio.
And that too, like with today music, they don't understand that. Right. They talk you gotta live this and talk about this. They were with the whole new drill scene.
So that's, hey man, I ain't never been in and dying yourself. Mm-hmm. Like I done seen too many people, like people close to me. Like I was in my dad's court setting, man, and they use lyrics against him.
That early on? Like
they use lyrics against my dad. They use lyrics against Pimp C. They use lyrics against C Murder. They use lyrics against Boosie. after seeing that, I'm like, I'm not gonna talk about what I'm doing for real. Like, y'all don't need to know that. Like, and that's what I think with the whole. That's how Mel became this positive rapper because like I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing for real. Most people would never know, and that's cool. I live by that. Like, you know, privacy is key. Like, my personal life gonna stay personal. It's gonna stay private. You don't even know what I got going on for real. But, you know, and I notice a lot of rappers, like, when they start putting it in music, that's when you become a target. Same thing with Young Thug. They use lyrics against him. A lot of stuff probably didn't have nothing to do with it.
But like with the whole Thug thing and shit, you can't even like tell that he was doing them type of things. You feel me? Like it wasn't broadcast on the internet. You know, a lot of people broadcast what they do on the internet. Not that you hear anything, you thinking like, damn, what the fuck you were doing this shit? Why you rapping?
Yeah, but see that what I'm saying? Like certain lyrics would indicate that he was doing that. Yeah. And it may be just one bar. But they use this one bar to give you a life sentence. They use one sentence to give you a life sentence. Like, that's crazy. Like, one fucking sentence. And, you know, after I seen that, it just really took me back. Like, even to now, like, it be certain stuff I might say on records that I'd be like, man, let me keep that to myself. Because you never know. You never know what they listening for. You never know when they watching you or what you got going on. So I'd rather just stay away from it, like, by all means.
And, you know, you talked about your dad, but you never clarified who your dad was.
Man, okay, so my dad is Sonny Spoon. He was known in Macon basically for, I ain't gonna say Macon, he was world renowned really, but he made the anthem for the Falcons, the Dirty Bird, during that time. He did a lot of work with Jeezy, T.I., 8 Ball MJG, CeeLo Green, the list goes on and on and on. But yeah, man, so he was one of the biggest artists. I ain't gonna say he was the biggest artist around here. You see what I'm saying? And it was on an independent level. He was down there Master P in this area. You know, like most people gained their blueprint and started doing what they were doing based off of what he was doing. You know, he was the first to, you know, start selling out of trunks and going city to city, state to state, doing this and doing that. Like, artists around here wasn't doing that. So when they saw him do it, it was like, oh, damn, like, this is what we need to be doing. Like, you know, I done had people come to me, tell me that, you know, because it's a lot of artists in Macon that was signed to Jeezy. It's artists in Macon that would come to me and be like, hey, man, your dad was the inspiration behind Jeezy doing what he did, you know, and they was working together at a point. But, you know, such is life.
So, but a lot of people, like, if you don't do your research, we would never know that.
Right.
And that, I was like, damn. So he actually had someone who was in the industry, or still currently in the industry, but he don't flex that.
Right. And that's a good thing about YouTube. It's documentaries on it. It's a documentary on YouTube right now to this day. And I think, I forgot what you got to type in for it to pull up, but Jeezy's in the documentary. And it'll show you on that. He was opening up for my dad. My dad was the main event. You know, it's documentary still to this day.
Damn.
Like, yeah. So, you know, it's public information. And I seen, you know, people start creating conspiracies and all that kind of stuff. Like, when it comes to my dad's name, man, it's so much stuff that a lot of people don't know. But like I said, they were creating conspiracies and trying to say stuff by Jeezy and he sacrificed him and I don't know. Crazy stuff. But they know who he is. I think Nardwuar asked Jeezy about him. Oh, yeah. You know, as a matter of fact, he did. You know, he asked Jeezy about my dad in the interview. It's like, it goes that deep. Like, for Nardwuar to know who he is, like, somebody paying attention. Like, this one of the biggest interviewers in the world. Like, you know, so it go deep, man.
So with you having that, you know, and just having that experience, having him, having your father in the industry, why you don't flex that? Why you don't not flex it, but use that research that you have? So
I would say I did utilize the resource because, you know, I soaked up all the game and all the knowledge. I used to go on the road with him. You know, I used to go to the shows with him, and I seen what he was doing and how he was doing it. So I did incorporate that into my own pursuit.
Yeah.
Because I did start doing shows, and I would, you know, take the entourage with me. They all have my merchandise on, and, you know, so I pay for everybody to get in, you know, stuff like that, just to create an aura around the artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rent out buses and vans and, you know, take everybody with me.
Yeah.
So I drive myself. Whereas it's like, far as like flaunting it, I tried to create my own lane so people wouldn't just throw me in this box like, oh, he just another rapper's son.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I really don't tell people that a lot. Because when I first started out, man, I never forget, like, when they would introduce me, like, hey, we got Sonny Spoon's son coming up. I'm like, nah, you got Blacc Mel coming up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was even a point in time with my dad, like, who the hell is Blacc Mel? You ain't got, this ain't no damn Blacc Mel, boy, your name Tremel. I'm like, nah, I'm Blacc Mel.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? So I had to create my own path so nobody could say, oh, it was just handed to him. Because it could have been.
Yeah.
But my dad ain't that type of person. Like, he gonna make me work for anything and everything that I want. So I'm glad that it did work out that way.
Because, like, why I asked that question? Because a lot of people do be, like, a lot of kids that are from people that in the industry or famous, they try to walk away from their they father path and try to, I don't want to do that. I want to make my own name.
Right.
Even with, you know, I'm kind of cool with Tech James' sons and stuff like that. Cause, like, they want to step away from his name.
Right.
That's all.
Because they their own men at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I respect artists like, you know, the Money, T.I. son. Like, he stepped away. Like, look, now, like, of course I could use my dad name to pop. Like, nigga, my dad is T.I. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but instead, he went and created his own connections, built his own fan base, and did his own thing. So now he working with the people he want to work with and doing his own thing. I ain't got nothing against that. Like, I love that.
I mean, he gave him a push. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course
it gave him a push, but he is, you know, doing his own path. Even with his other son, he don't rap nothing like him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually, me and King was on the same trailer. We both, we were performing with Goody Mob, and we was on the same trailer together. Like, but yeah, like, he his own person. Like, you know, that was, even when he got locked up, T.I. said himself, like, hey man, like, I raised my son a certain way, but he a grown man. He gonna do what he gotta do, and that's just real.
And so when you were making your own, you know, your own new sound, who were some of the people that was like, I fuck with this sound more, like this you that was supporting you?
As far as when I got into making my own sound,
yes.
So when I first decided to take the route that I did, a lot of people was opposed to it. They was like, nah, like, you need to make something for the radio. You need to make something for this. You need to. And I was just like, you know, that sound cool, but it's like, if everybody's doing it, if it's 10 people doing this, I want to be the one to go the other way and do my own thing. I ain't never want to sound like anything that came out of making it. Like, and to this day, you can't compare me to anybody in making. I really don't think you compare me to anything. A lot of people say Big Crit, but I don't even see that. But, you know, like, my goal was to just be myself. And a lot of time when I'm in the studio, I don't have no influences. I don't really listen to, you know, a lot of music when I'm really working on like an album or something, because I don't want to, you know, get inspired by that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I just be in my head to myself. And my dad always told me, man, if you turn on the radio 15 minutes, you'll hear everything that's going on.
Bro, like, you are very consistent with that saying. Like, you say that in every interview.
Yeah.
6 years ago, you did.
15 minutes. You turn the radio on, 15 minutes, you'll hear everything that's going on. And see, by working in radio, I know that's true. You know why? Because the program is set up for every 15 minutes. They go play the same songs over and over every 15 minutes. I worked in radio for 2 to 3 years, I want to say. And just by being in there, I seen it like, oh, damn. They playing all the hottest songs right now. So if I listen to 15 minutes, I know what's hot, I know what's not. If it ain't on here, okay, stay away from it.
Really?
Yeah.
So
like the biggest songs.
I don't know. I can't say it.
Cause that's the thing, like, and see, I got partners in radio to this day. So it's like when I was working to get my single on the radio, I went straight to 92.3, my homeboy DJ Blacc. And he told me, he was like, shit, don't come to me, get it hot in the streets first. And that's the thing. Once it's hot in the streets, the radio will gravitate to it anyway.
Yeah.
It gotta get hot in the streets first though. So once the song's hot in the streets, like the song I was just saying before we got on camera, like that shit got hot in the streets, radio gonna eat it up.
They're not really a radio song though.
Man, please.
They're more like a club out.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at radio and clubs the same way though.
Mm-hmm.
Cause my thing is, if it's popping in the club, the radio gotta know something about it. They know what's going on in the streets. And they always look back like, okay, well, we only want to play what the people want to hear. That's their job, like to play what people want to hear.
But what kind of people?
It depends on the target artist. It's a million different radio stations. See, when I worked in radio, I was with Cumulus. We had 92.3, which was hip hop. We had 99.1, which was country.
Mm-hmm.
We had 95.1, the beat, which was pop or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Z93.7, which was light rock. So with all these 4 different stations, you targeting 4 different crowds. So if it's hip hop, they want the hottest hip hop. If it's pop, they want the hottest pop songs. Light rock, they want the hottest light rock. Country, they want the hottest country songs. So it's all about the audience they trying to push it to at the time. So once I realized that, I'm like, okay, well, these are the hottest hip hop songs that they playing.
I feel like the radio be late though. They be very late.
But once it's there because the streets had it first. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think the past 2 years maybe, I spent a lot of time in the clubs. I spent a lot of time in clubs. So by the time I done spent all the time in the club and then I get in the car, I'm like, okay, that made the radio now. But that be the thing. It has to be hot in the streets first. Because the streets gonna dictate what's on the radio. We dictate it. We control the narrative. Like the shit that's get us moving and get us going, we dictate that by what's going on in the clubs and going on in the streets, going on the internet. You see what I'm saying? Like if a nigga get hot,
that probably where it is. Where I have the disconnect at. You know, I'm more into the internet part of it, not the streets part.
Right. But they all tie together.
They do, but I feel like they missed. Like these 3 artists that's on the wall, they missed on. Like Uzi came late on the radio when he already a successful artist.
Right.
And did have his best song on there. Him, one of his biggest songs, it touched the radio for a day because it had Rolling Loud. That artist, none of his songs never been on the radio.
But see, that's why.
No, he had one. The one with Travis Scott. But they be super late.
Right.
And they don't listen to the people. They probably, what goes on in the club, you're not catering to everybody.
Right, at all. I agree. So my thing is, artists like them, you can be world renowned, right? And not have a single on the radio. How many Currency songs you hear on the radio? None. But Currency do show down there every fucking week. He release albums down there every month. You'll never hear him on the radio. Because with artists like that, man, and that's literally the goal I strive for. Like, I don't care about no radio, the club, none of that. As long as I get booked and paid for a show.
That's all that matters. As long as you can bring people in.
You know what I'm saying? I can bring people in. And like, I seen it on the local scene. Like, it's a lot of artists right here. It's a lot of artists around here. People might like this stuff on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. When they do a show, no people don't show up.
Yeah.
If I do a show, I done sold out shows in Atlanta. I done sold out shows in Macon. You know what I'm saying? I hit Waycross, Georgia. I done did shows in Florida. I opened up for Lil Baby, Moneybag Yo, Goody Mob, Travis Porter, all kind of people. But it's a lot of people right here that never heard my music.
Yeah.
I had my album framed in the alley. a lot of people walk past it and then you know it my album.
Now, I remember the person who took the picture had posted and everything. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't. It's to the point where I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I know what I've done. I know what I'm doing. I don't ever have to get played on radio. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I still get booked for shows. Like, I got shows lined up for, the rest of the year. But, I know I'm going to bring a crowd when I go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I got, what I'm saying? People try to equate views and shit online to, no.
But they also have the label pick who they want to work with.
And that's why I'm not stunting labels. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I was never worried about it. Because at the end of the day, like, I had a few labels come to me and they all told me the same thing. Well, shit, you got everything you need. What you need that for? I record myself.
Mm-hmm.
I make my own beats.
Yep.
I make my own merchandise. Shit, I make my own graphics. What you gonna do for me that I can't do for other than promo?
Yeah.
And put money behind that. But other than that, like I don't.
But marketing the biggest thing though.
That's the biggest thing.
Do you feel like you're lacking that?
With marketing, I feel like that go back to the streets, the whole Master P, in the streets, you putting posters and shit out there where like I never forget, man, I was in Florida and I can't remember the guy's name, but he had stapled his posters all over goddamn Florida. I seen on every fucking light pole.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, wow, like, who the fuck is that? I bullshit you not. I get back to Macon because I think matter of fact, I had just went to Florida to shoot a video with DKO and Mix. I see bro flyer all over these postings. I'm like, who the fuck it is? I get back to Macon. I see these same flyers all on our light poles. This shit on front of my studio.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is this nigga just posting this shit on my studio? Like, but it's everywhere. So I'm like, let me go look him up. So I'm saying, like, and I go look him up. Like, okay, well, shit, that's who it is. Bro, I bullshit you not. Like an hour later, I'm scrolling on Facebook. This nigga had vibes. He take a picture with all the DJs. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I literally was just in Florida. Came all the way back to Macon. He done came all the way from Florida. I don't even think he was from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But he's way in Florida.
Yeah.
It was in Macon. And all that net thing, no net weed in Atlanta. I'm like, okay. You see what I'm saying? It's a mind thing. Like, once you see something enough, you get curious. Like, that's how I found out about Money Man. Like, I dropped my homeboy off at the airport.
Flyers everywhere.
He got billboards on every damn street. He got it was on the photo, like the phone booth. It was at the airport. I'm like, who the fuck is Money Man? Like, eventually I got curious, like, who is this?
Yeah.
And that's how most people gravitate towards certain artists because they start seeing the work. It's like, come on, man. Like, if you got billboards like this all over, you got it on the phone booths, you got it on the airport, you got it this place, that place. Eventually they'll say, who is this? And I think with me, it became a thing where I had my shirt said, well, I got the shirts with my face on it.
Yeah.
So everybody like, who the fuck face is on your shirt? They start asking me that. Oh, that me. Here you go. Hand them a card, hand them a QR code, whatever the case may be. So that becomes a thing. Like, far as marketing though, I know I can do better on that. Like, it got to a point, man, where I got comfortable. And I still feel like I'm in that space because, like, I know right now, like, if something going on in Macon for a show or this, that, they going to call me.
Yeah.
They going to call me because, like, it ain't too many artists doing what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? And that exclusiveness creates a connection that's unbreakable. Like, when they do Marcus Garvey Day or they do, Martin Luther King Day or some dealing with Black history or Kwanzaa or this, that, they gonna call me.
Yeah. Because like, even though you don't want to be put in that category of conscious rap.
Exactly.
That's why they gonna call you.
They gonna call me. Because of that. So it's like, even though I got songs outside of stuff talking about that, having the songs that I do have about that, they'll be like, okay, well, we know we can call me. I guarantee you, he gonna come do it. Yeah. And I will. And they gonna pay me every time. So, I think that created the comfortability, but at the same time, outside the stage is certain stuff that I need to work on. And that's cool.
And what you think is your problem with that, like with marketing. Even though you're comfortable, it gotta be something else. Do you not use the internet as much? You know.
So, like I just said, I think it was probably off camera, but I hate social media, man.
Oh
It's
yeah, you did say that.
It's so fake, bro. Like I never forget. Like so I did FAMU homecoming, right? I don't know how many people were there, but go pull up the piece. It was a stadium. It was a stadium.
Did you do that with the
DK?
DK, okay,
DK.
yeah.
It was FAMU homecoming. So I never forget. I get off stage. Like we went in between Moneybag Yo and Lil Baby, so we went right in between them. And like I had a green shirt on at the time. Like I think the crowd had it was people passing out and shit. So they stopped the show for a minute. And I hear people in the crowd like, bring that nigga with the green back out. Like all my life I hear this. I'm like, damn. But you know, I think I tried to get a show at it was Fort Valley. It was Fort Valley. This dude claimed he could pull some string, this, that, and third. But he went and talked to the people. He came at me, they're like, yeah, you gotta have at least 50,000 followers and this, that, and the third to do it. I'm like, nigga, I just did a school bigger than y'all's.
Yeah.
Don't play with me. Like, you see what I'm saying? But I see that people find value in social media. And I'm like, bro, this shit is fake.
Yeah.
It is fake, bro. I can buy views today. I can do that today. I can do that right now. I can buy views. I can buy a blue check. I can buy, you know what I'm saying? I can buy all that if that's what you want, but it's going to look good, but it's not real.
Yeah.
So what if I got these 50,000 and then I show up and nobody comes to this concert or whatever I got going on? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Or you can blame the marketing on the promoter. That's what a lot of people do, though.
You see what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, they ain't sure because y'all didn't do y'all job. Come on, man. Like, no, bro.
But that's mainly the whole industry. People buy plays.
It's gimmicky. And it's like, and knowing that, it's getting to a point where it's like, man, do I even want a part of it? You know what I'm saying? That's why I done start working with younger artists, just producing and making graphics. And I kind of took a step back. You know, I got more music coming out. Like, bro, I really can release an album every day. Like, an album. I do down there 5-6 songs a day when I'm bored. So it's like, releasing music is not a thing. But as far as like getting it out to the people, that's been a whole debacle or whatever. But, you know, it's just so gimmicky. At times I'd be like, damn, y'all really want me to fake the funk? Like, that'd be the whole thing. But it'd just be hard to do that for me. It'd be hard to do that for me. But, you know, after a while, I might just start playing the game.
Yeah.
Just play the game for what it is.
Do you want the fame?
I don't care for it. I don't care for it. And I think that was something that was rooted in me. You know, I want a family. You know, I just want to be low key. I don't really care for that. Like, and I think like what I said, I got comfortable with just getting hit up about the shows and all this and that. But I look at artists like Currency, right? He literally does shows all the time, but he living a comfortable life. Like, I seen him do an interview, like, bro, like, I really can walk in Walmart a regular day and not too many people walking to me because I don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
I can just shop, you know, do what I got to do. I just do it in a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And
like,
people come up to him like, what you do?
You know what I'm saying?
Music.
Like,
yeah.
I would be okay with that. Like, you know, like, it ain't far as like being the top artist in the world. Like, I don't care about that. I never care about that. I want to take care of my family. And I always tell people, like, my granddad and my dad down there had the same story to me. They put other people in position to win. They did their thing in the industry. Like, they was really that guy.
Yeah.
But it was just like, they didn't want the fame and shit that came with it. They just want to do enough to, they can take care of their family.
Live off of it.
And they can live their life and be comfortable. And shit, that's the same thing with me. Like, my granddad, like, he's in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame blues musician, Percy Welch. He was Little Richard mentor, Etta James, James Brown, goddamn Otis Redding. All these people who was successfully in world renowned, they started out with him. When it came his time to blow, he said, you know what? I'm going to just start my family. I'm good. y'all can have it. But I'm gonna coach y'all along the way. I'll make sure y'all get what y'all need to get. Same thing with my dad. It's artists to this day where when he was out, when they had people, it was big art. I done been to several artists' house and all the stuff due to my dad because they had younger siblings or cousins or whatever trying to do music. And they would hit my dad up like, hey, this who you need to talk to. He helped me make a hit. He can help you make a hit. I ain't gonna call them names, but I was there. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I seen that. But it was like, damn, they still calling him about shit like this, like 20, 30 years down the line. Like, that's hard. Like, I love shit like that. Yeah. So I don't mind being that guy. I can live off of that.
Yeah. And you work with a lot of organizations right here, don't you? Right. Cause I think Otis Redding. Do you still work with that foundation and stuff?
Well, with the Otis Redding Foundation, I say I got a lot of ties to them. I never necessarily worked with them, but Allah's, who was one of the presidents over it, he's one of my mentors. So that's how I met DK. And started doing stuff with him because DK was a student there, but now he's a teacher there. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched him grow from being a student to a teacher. So it's like I've been around the organization for a long time. And like not even just him, Slim Pickens, it's a lot of young artists around who people probably know about because like they really doing their thing though. And I will say most artists from the Otis Redding Foundation, like they really grow to be something big. Like DK, for example, like, man, DK 19? Like
I think I met him at that whole thing, that little thing behind the barbershop. I don't know what. Oh, yeah. Where they trying to make the little food truck area.
The Greenwood Bottle area. Yeah. So, yeah, like, man, and DK done did so much, bro, just to be his age. Like, man, he had FAMU DJing and everything. Like, it's crazy. Like, he mixes on. I ain't gonna say he probably don't mix it, but I know he records his own. So he got a studio at his house. Like, we recorded the song we did at his house. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro doing his thing.
Yeah, and his dad really like locked in with him and stuff like that.
The dadager. Man, the manager. Like, and that be the thing, man. Like having somebody like that in your corner, you gonna win every time.
Yeah.
So, and I love working with them, man. Like, they real professional, real organized. But it's foundations like that create that type of structure. And a lot of artists around here don't have that type of structure. We just out here.
You're working, yeah.
Just trying to figure it out. Like, whatever works, whatever don't, just don't. But, those type of structures, create a different type of animal.
But if, let's say, someone who rap, like, street or whatever, tried to go that type of foundation, would they work with him?
Man, my thing is, so with these foundations, they don't necessarily try to critique what it is you're doing. They just try to mold it and shape it into something greater. Like, if you're going to talk about that, by all means, but make it into a way where it's storytelling. Make it into a way where it can captivate people outside of just the streets. Because, it's a lot of artists who might rap about street shit, but they can relate to other people. Yeah. Like with Tupac, for example. Like, yeah, he made street shit too, but it was like, he made songs like Change. He made songs like, That's Just the Way It Is. Whatever
Dear
the case may be. Dear Mama.
Yeah.
Just challenge yourself to do something else. And a lot of times as artists, we don't do that because we stuck in our own boxes. And it took for me, like, when I was coming up, I was in a lot of talent shows. I was, in a lot of showcases. I'm 15, 16. And, they judging us off stage presence. If you're a group, they judging you out the attire you got on. Like, are y'all corresponding with each other? They judging our crowd participation. So I still instill that into all my performances. Like, anytime I go do a show, I'm going to make you say something or do something. I'm not just going to be up on the stage rapping. And a lot of artists nowadays, from what I see when I go to showcases,
they cool.
They just too cool. They just want to rap. They don't want the crowd to interact with what they got going on. They don't care if you interact with what they got going on. And a lot of times it just be, they don't have the confidence to, talk to the people because they haven't been taught that. Or they just don't know. You know, and a lot of time that be the case. They just don't know what it is to do when you get on stage because they just been thrown into it. Like, oh, this my first time rap. I'm just gonna rap. Nah, bro, involve the people. Make songs that involve the people.
Yeah.
You know, because hip hop started off of telling people what to do. Throw your hands in the air, wave them like it just don't. That's telling them what to do. If you ain't got songs like that, like shit, even when it comes to twerk songs, you telling them to do something.
Yeah.
You telling them to dance, throw that ass, like do something.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like that whole dance era was important because much as people try to discredit it, that was hip hop. That was hip hop. Hip hop was about telling people what to do, involving the crowd. MCing is when you telling people what to do, getting them moving so they can interact with what you got going on while you're on stage.
Yeah.
That make your job easier. A lot of time when I perform now, my job is easy because I just tell them what to do. I ain't really got to rap as much.
Are you familiar with like the underground scene?
Most definitely.
You are? I mean like underground, like rowdy, mosh pit.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just make sure. And you know, that's kind of why I like that scenery. Right. Because it's more energy and people not sitting around being cool at the club.
Because hip hop was never about being cool.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't until, you know, the hip, when that song came out, it changed everything because the whole dynamic of hip hop shifted. Hip hop wasn't about being cool. It wasn't about being the flyest nigga. It wasn't about that. But you know, when these niggas rap about, I got a color TV just so they see the Nets play basketball. Like, niggas didn't have color TV back then. But it sounded cool to say it on record. And that they made that the first hip hop record when initially it wasn't. But they made that the first hip hop song because they're like, oh, this shit kind of cool. People gonna, you know. But nah, hip hop was about, hey, get these motherfuckers moving. Like, let's do something. Like, if it was, like, even when it got to the crunk era, right? Nuck if you buck. We some headbutts. Like, shit made a nigga fight. Yeah. Shit, when it got to, you know, the Travis Porter, Waka Flocka era, shit, ass was being thrown. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, but it was about provoking people to do something. And it's like, nowadays, like, we just rapping, man. We just rapping. So it's like, it ain't really to the point where it make you want to do anything. It's like, let me flex my skill. Let me, you know, tell them how much jewelry I got. Let me tell them how much money I got. Let me tell them how much, you know. And that's cool. I ain't knocking it. Like, I make music like that from time to time. Like, yeah. Because it's a part of who we are. But it's like, it ain't necessarily giving the energy that it used to give. I just say that.
Would you just saying all them eras and so, what you think gonna be the next era of hip hop coming soon?
What? So, based off of, because I listen to radio about 15 minutes. So you got the, what's the shit? The Ice Spice shit. The boys are a liar. Then you got the Uzi. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you got the Uzi. I just want to rock. So it's like this whole little TikTok era, like music. Like the music is being dedicated to like
short attention span dance.
Yeah, exactly. So it's getting back to that, which is cool. I fuck with both of those songs. You see what I'm saying? But it's like it's fun again. Everything ain't so serious. Everything ain't so dark. Everything ain't about killing. Like, that's cool. Take it in that direction. I'm fine with that. Even like, you know, there's girls, there's players too. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit getting fun again. Like, okay, we going back into a fun era. And that's why I said, you listen to radio 15 minutes, you'll know what's going on. Yeah. We headed back to a fun era. Like, the drill shit and shit is dying down. Like, even those type rappers making more fun songs now. Like, they not trying to be on it because, like, you seen what happened to Young Thug. Yeah. So it's like, they not trying to let that happen again. We don't need, they hear about another big-ass collective of people going down for, you know, whatever the case may be, about some lyrics. Let you have some fun. Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely going towards fun again, man. And I'm glad to see that. Like, I wish more people would push that.
Yeah, that's why I be trying to tell, like, rappers who trying to talk about drilling and shit, you know, catching bias. I'm like, bro, like, it's a wave. Like, you know, underground is coming back now due to the Ricos and people going to jail. Like, always a circle. And then I be trying to tell people like, that time over with. That whole 2, 3, 4, the whole Pooh Shiesty shit, that shit gone now.
Right.
Like it's transitioning back to fun, dancing,
underground.
Fun. Yeah.
Let's have some fun. But the beginning shall be the end, man. Like the way it started. Because that was about. It was about having fun. It was about partying. It was about people coming together, having a good time. Like, let's get back to that. And my transition has been a little different because, like, with the music I make now, like, that's what I want to rap about. That's all I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. Like, I done made songs like that before, but it's like, now it's like to the point where that's all I want to talk about. Like, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
All the conscious woke stuff, I mean, that's cool too, but it's to a point where, even with that, it's like, it's enough information out there for people to learn that themselves. Like, get on Google, get on TikTok, get on whatever. You can get that there. You don't need it through music no more. And that's why it's like a lot of artists not pushing that no more. Even with Kendrick last album, people were expecting this super woke album. Like, no, he talking about his family. He talking about dysfunction. He talking about, whatever the case may be. Like, but most of it was fun. You see what I'm saying? Like, because it's getting to the point where we done heard enough. Like, it's enough. This the information age. It's enough information out here now to the point where people can, if they really want to know, they will know.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. If you want to know, you will know.
And what you not hate, what you hate in the internet, why you don't take that and, take some of that, because you are a very, intelligent person and can just share your information, share stuff with your music and stuff that you could be helping someone.
Right. So
come on now, I'm just saying, like, you gotta put that shit out, you heard me?
So, man, I was always told to, I always enlighten people, but if they don't get it, dust your boots off, keep on walking. So it's like, especially coming from, Israelite perspective, because, I do study and I do consider myself an Israelite. And I noticed that a lot of them, I don't post up on no corners and yell at people every Saturday and tell them what they should believe in. Like, I just don't, I'm not going for that. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no knock to them who do it. It's like, I'm not about to do that. Because, like, if these people really want to know this information, it's available to them. People only go do what they want to do. And a lot of times, if it's not presented to them, then yeah, they got to go looking for it, or they just got to hear about it from somebody else. But if you constantly put something in somebody's face, it's only going to do one or two things. It's going to make them gravitate towards it or make them reject it. So it's like, with me, I put it in the music. It was there for you. I used to post about it on social media, post all it. Now it's to the point where I feel like Jay-Z said, you want my old shit, go buy my old album. Go back and listen to it. Like, I said it. It's there. Like, I be seeing a lot of people talk about, oh, this rapper said such, 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 such. When I be like, I said that in 2016. Go back and listen to it. It's there.
Yeah.
How many times you want me to say it? You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to force it down your throat because I don't want nobody to do me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nobody to keep shoving something in my face to the point where I'm like, I'm aggravated. So I just feel like with people being in the information age, we got a computer in our hand at all times with our cell phones, right? Go on your phone. If you hear about something, you see it, and you interested in it, do that research. If not, leave it alone. Curiosity killed the cat. It's a lot of stuff out here that may scare people. I went through that when I was a kid. Like, I dove in so deep because I wanted to know everything to the point where I damn near lost my mind. Ended up in jail, psych wards, all kind of shit because I wanted to know too much. Yeah. Curiosity killed the cat. So it's like, not everything is for everybody. Some people rather just go on about their way and just know what they know and live off that. Some people are thriving off of that, and that's cool. They say ignorance is bliss, and ignorance don't necessarily mean you dumb or no shit like that. Ignorance is just not knowing the information. And a lot of times that saves a lot of people. My ignorance has saved me in so many situations because I just didn't know. I'd rather not know. Keep it away from me.
And what during the interview, man, I feel like a lot of people go, gravitate. Because when I found out about you, it wasn't from the music.
Right.
It was more from your connections, you being out in the scene, you doing all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like with people watching the interview, what order they need to listen to your projects?
In order.
In order?
So, I have 10 solo projects out and 1 joint project, so it's 11 total. But the first was Problem Child 1.
Yeah.
And then you got No Good, No Glory. You got Toya, which is Thoroughly Observant Arrogance. The Burgundy Blues, that's what it was called, Toya, The Burgundy Blues. It was about my car, but it was basically about me. But Toya, then you had so many I keep forgetting. Problem Child 2. And then it was No Thanks. Then it was As It Is in Heaven. It was Reap the Harvest. It was Blacc Mel, Not Blacc Mel. Then you had Blacc Mel, Not Blacc Mel Deluxe. And then finally you had Black is History.
Mm.
And Ecclesiastes was a joint project I did with King Getty, but that would be number 11. So listen to them in order. It'll tell you, like, it's literally my life in order.
Mm-hmm.
Because on Problem Child 1, like I said, I was in college at the time. I had just got out of the court program. And, I was talking about coping skills and all that because that's what really made me start paying attention to my emotions and just trying to figure out other ways to cope other than smoking, drinking. And I was a kid, but
and you in college, of course.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm around all temptation. And then, being in college, I started talking about, getting away from the streets, and realizing the impact I had on younger people around me. It was a song on there called Corrupted. Because a lot of young guys that were up under me in the streets, serving life sentences, dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, what more can I say? Like, You know what I'm saying? But these are people I helped raise up or bring up, and I steered them down the wrong path. And I knew the impact I had on them, and I didn't want to have that same impact on other people. So I spoke about all that on the first project. And after a while, as the albums progress, you start seeing the change, and I no longer talk about the streets.
Yeah.
Just no longer talk about it. But now it's like I get back into it and talk about it because like I'm reminiscing. Because I remember all that shit now. Like this shit, like I'm down to 30. I'll be 30 next year.
Yeah.
I just turned 29. So it's like looking back at all that, like, damn, like I really been through a lot. I really took people through a lot, family, friends, like, yeah, so.
And with that, you have a lot of experiences too. Like they say you can't really do like music if you don't have any experience.
Right. And that be the thing, man. When I create albums, I give myself enough time to breathe and just live, and experience whatever I got to experience so I have something to talk about versus just get on the microphone just saying anything.
Yeah. And what is some, because you just create so much music.
Right.
So what is like, what you need with you to create? Because everybody need like a setting or a substance or something like that.
You know what's crazy, man? Like, I just need an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I just need an idea. And I used to think that. I used to think I needed a substance and all this because a lot of times I felt like I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I never forget, man, before I made the song Sideways with DJ Blackjack, I was talking to my uncle. And he was like, man, you just need to make you one good club song, one party song, one this, that, and third. I was like, I don't really be in parties and shit like that, He like, man, listen, man, you on the microphone. Envision yourself at the party. What would you see at the party? How do you see that going? Like, what type of night would it be? I say, damn, you right. And when I got the idea, I was like, you know what? What's crazy is I was performing one night and DJ Blackjack was the DJ. And so I think I was rapping out it was a Goody Moore instrumental. And Blacc just started saying, sideways, sideways, sideways. And then I cut him out like, hey, yo, repeat after me. And I started saying the pole can't feed the pole, they get rich. But then I went back and looked at the video. I'm like, that's a club song.
Yeah.
So I made a song called Sideways. And I just remember what my uncle said. I'm like, all I needed was the idea. So now I can put these words together, come up with a catchy hook. And I'll never forget, I did it at Guap Records one day. And the producer who made Wobble was in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
The man stopped the whole show, came up to the stage and said, hey, man, did y'all not just see what just happened? He said, man, he was like, man, this man just put on the whole show. Like, but this is what breaks records right here.
This the time when you threw that money on stage?
They were throwing money at me.
Oh, yeah.
And that happened a few times. Like, it happened a few times. People throw money at me on stage. It'd be weird, but I'd be like, okay, whatever. But yeah, so he was like, man, this is how you break records. He like, this man up here really getting y'all a show. Like, this is what music is. And like, y'all scared to say it back. He said, I'm going to make him say that hook one more time. Y'all sing it back with him. And I did it, and they did it. And it was a whole little situation going on. Like, damn, like, but that'd be the thing. Like I said, crowd participation, man. Like, the audience and the consumer creates what makes or breaks a song.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, artists, we think we doing so much when we get in the booth, but it's the consumer what make the song what it is. I can guarantee there's a lot of people putting stuff on TikTok stuff right now. They weren't thinking it was gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them didn't even create the challenges and shit that came with the song.
Exactly.
It's the consumer.
Credit. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's the consumer that makes the song. And we just gotta make something that's likable to the point where people say, you know what, I can do something with this. Let me utilize this. And we in the era now, well, shit, they can use your music to do damn near anything. So it's like, put it out there to the people, man. Let them have it. Let them enjoy it. Let them know. Like, even with the twerk song I did with Ball Lennon and Rebel Leach, like, I didn't know it was going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Before I know it, this bitch in every club I go to downtown. It's in the strip clubs. It's in Vibes, Daiquiris and Mo, X Art. Wherever I go downtown, or if I go to Club X or Rodeo or this place or that place, it's playing. And a lot of times, they don't even know I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, y'all really got this in rotation. But it's what the people want. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, as artists, we got to understand that we are the producer to feed the consumer. We have to feed the consumer what they want. So, yeah.
And how do you feel about AI? Do you feel like they take the soul and the creativity from the artists and stuff like that?
So it's so many different answers to that because AI is damn near taking over everything. It's like, I see the good and the bad in the AI. I see how it can make it more accessible for artists, you know, especially when it comes to like graphics, right? Like I got a homeboy who uses nothing but AI images for his cover arts. And you know, that's $4.99. You pay $4.99 or sometimes like $16, depending on where you get it from. But you're paying $16.99 or $4.99 for like 100 plus images versus paying, I know I done paid $300 and $400 for album art.
Really? God damn.
Blacc Mel, I paid $375 for that cover art. And I think I paid just the same amount for the deluxe. But you see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm paying that one-time fee versus paying $4.99 for 100 plus images. Yeah. And I just paid $300 and something for one. Like, I was talking to my girl yesterday, like, she probably cut me out when she hit it, but she paid $780 for them to paint an image of like her grandmama and her kids and all this together. And I'm like, baby, you probably gonna be mad at me about this, but I could have did it on my phone for free. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, I see how, you know, it can be beneficial to the consumer. Well, more accessible and more beneficial to the consumer because it's less. Now as far as these AI, they put in a microphone and they stealing artists' sound and all, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's just weird. Now, I don't even know why, as an artist, why you would want to do that.
But with that, just how you said with the other dude who paint and do all that, that also taking money off their plate.
You are, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I see the good and the bad in AI. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, when I posted, I don't know what it was about when I posted AI pictures versus when everybody else posted them, but, like, I'm friend with a lot of artists, right? Little painters, like real painters. I buy art from them, all kind of stuff. So when I posted AI pictures, they gave me hell. Like, I had over 30, 40 comments with people like, oh, bro, that's so like this. I'm like, oh, hold up. I just tried this out, bro. Like, I ain't disrespecting y'all. It ain't that. I just wanted to see what the hype about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I realized then the potential it could have to take all these artists' jobs. Mm-hmm. And even as a graphic designer myself, like, I understand, like, after a while, niggas not gonna need me. You see what I'm saying? And, like, but I'm a strong believer that all this stuff comes and goes to a point where it'll never take over completely. People trust people more than robots. You see what I'm saying?
A little bit.
People trust people, bro. Like, especially like older people, like they don't even trust their damn phones. Like, they don't trust cash.
But they're older folks. But that's an older generation.
Like, with the young folks, we kind of more open-minded to damn near everything, which is scary sometimes. Like, that shit is scary because we would do and try damn near anything. So it's like with this AI shit, man, it's like you don't know what direction it could go in. It possibly could take over. But like I said, I'm a firm believer that people gonna trust people more than they trust robots.
But it only take one person to trust something else for that whole takeover.
It might create a little wave for a minute. Mm-hmm. It might create a little wave for a minute, but after people see the downfall of it, because that's all it's gonna take. Once people see the downfall of it, then everybody like, oh no, I ain't fucking with that.
But you know how they evolve so quickly though. Like, AI just got serious, but 7 months ago, you can tell the difference from this AI and this a real person. Mm-hmm. Have you heard the Rihanna song when she recreated STEM song? Mm-mm. Like, she hop on that song, it gone. It's through the roof. Like, damn, I'm gonna have to show you that song. Yeah, cause it sound like you can't tell that it's an AI.
But it sound like Rihanna.
Yes, to the T.
I heard a song where somebody sounded like Drake, and Drake done suing them for it.
Oh yeah, that one. But they just evolved so quick, and you telling me it only took 7 months for that just a master to do that? Just imagine, give it 2 more years.
And that's what I'm saying is it's evolving.
Yeah,
the shit getting bigger. It's definitely gonna get bigger, and it's definitely gonna come to a point where it's gonna be something to feel. Like, I'm not saying it's not nothing to feel now, because it definitely is, but I just feel like having these conversations is what's gonna spark people to say, okay, like, let's just take a step back and understand what the fuck is going on. Because a lot of people gonna let it just fly past and just jump into it like it's just something to do, instead of looking at everything surrounding this situation. Like I said, when I first did it, I was just doing it. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand the impact it's gonna have on these painters and artists who really take time to do their craft, and they sell these images for $700 plus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as a consumer, for $4.99, I took that leap and said, I'm gonna try this. Now they got my whole identity and everything. But they always tell me, man, these black mirrors, your phones, your cameras, all this shit, it got your identity anyway. Like, that's the whole point of opening the phone with your thumb and open it with your face. Like, it's scanning, man. Scanning for genetic codes. Like, we already know what it's there for, but we still do the shit.
Yeah.
We still do it. Ignorance is bliss. We happy doing it. We don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as my phone open, I can get to these contacts and do what I need to do. We're not thinking about that. Mm-hmm. And that's how they get us, though. Yeah. They already got us. Like,
exactly. Just making everything easier. And with the AI shit, you know how artists is, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're making music, you feeling it for that moment.
Right.
Or you might not be in the mood to make music.
Mm-hmm.
But just saying I'm on a record label and I can see like, I don't need you. I need your voice. I can sell 10 times more songs than it would have been with you.
Now, in that aspect though, that may be helpful.
For the label, not for the individual.
Maybe it may be helpful for the artist too though. Because I was watching the Whitney Houston movie, right?
Which one? The new one?
The new one.
Oh, this shit trash.
But besides the point, when she lost her voice, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if they had AI and they had somebody just come in and sing for her. It's still her record. It's still her song, right?
You talking about written or
no? If they come in and sing it for her, they got the AI technology in the mic, right? She lost her voice, she can't sing. At that point, it's still a Whitney Houston song. She got new music. They can put this song out. Boom. She's still in the game.
Now, when you sign a record label, when you sign to a label, they own your voice. They own what you say.
See, that's what I'm saying. So at that point,
she not gonna be getting paid. Why would I pay you when you didn't even make the song?
But what I'm saying is, what if it did work out that way though? Well, okay, you made the song. This is your voice, but you still get paid for it. Then how that work?
Labels are greedy.
I know this, but it have been situations where artists I ain't gonna say came out on top. That's some bullshit. I'm not gonna tell it loud on camera. But what I will say is like shit. Okay, let's say you're an independent artist, right? Mm-hmm. My voice go out, right? And they got AI technology. Well, somebody could use my voice to make a song. My cousin probably know how to rap just like me, right? He know my emphasis, the way I do words. And he go do a song for me while my voice is out, right? That song make do millions of streams and whatever the fuck, right? And we blow up out that song. And that's the first song I blow up out, right? Now my voice come back. I'm gonna break him off.
But what happened? You don't even sound like you like how the song did. Cause your voice coming back.
See, he looking at 2 minute alternative.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. It's so many though.
But you're right. But that's the thing, like though. I'm saying it's so many alternatives. It's so many ways it could go, bro. It can work for the benefit of some people, and it can be a downfall for some people. But I just feel like at the end of the day, you know, we can't stop what they doing. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we gonna do? Get rid of AI?
Shit, we need to.
How? Man, listen, man.
Man, we need Elon Musk. Hey, man, we need you to create a virus and get rid of this shit.
I'm going to just be real, bro. You put 10 people in a room, ask for an opinion, you'll walk out with 10 different opinions. 10. We barely can agree. We ain't even agreeing right now. You see what I'm saying?
But we just 1 and 2.
No, don't say that's 1 and 2.
Some people will agree.
Some people will.
But they might have a different reason.
Out of that 10, you probably get, say you get 4 to agree, right? Mm-hmm. That other 6, they're like, nah. If you get 6 to agree, and the other 4 like, nah, you still got conflict of interest going on. So now it's like, what we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, like, so at the end of the day, it's like, it's gonna work for some people. Some it's not gonna work for.
Yeah.
So it's like, ain't in the whole superhero shit no more. It's like, what you gonna do?
You just here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas done played the superhero too many times, like, trying to change this and change that. Like, they all end up dead. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest, bro. Like, whatever AI decides to do, that's on them. It ain't nothing I personally gonna do about it. I know I'm not. And there's niggas who get online all day and talk about what they go, y'all not finna do nothing. You not. What are you gonna do? You don't know the person who pushing this shit out.
Yeah.
You think somebody finna go to his stand, find out who they go, their person live, knock on their door, be like, hey, bro, stop this shit.
Yeah, stop it. Put it up, man.
Nobody's finna do that, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody doing it. And everybody's a superhero online, though. That's why I said I hate social media, bro. Like, especially when it comes to the woke community, like, niggas not finna do that, bro. I done seen them in action. Y'all not finna do that.
Yeah, phone is on the internet. So, what you got coming? What you got coming up next?
So I've been working with this production company, Kingdom Production and Records, and basically Jaylene Brands, she gonna be directing, different videos and coming up with ideas for visuals. So we got a lot of stuff in the works. We just did the Where's the Love video.
Mm-hmm.
That's doing pretty good. We're working on the next one sometime soon. New single. I ain't gonna announce the name yet, but it's coming out. It's a new single I'm doing, but she gonna be behind the whole production and everything of the film. So we'll see how that go. Brad Jam is coming back up.
I ain't get no invitation from the people or nothing. I must ain't doing enough.
Yeah, man. It's coming up. I think it's June, July. I am booked for Brad Jam. 478 Awards is coming back up.
Oh, they yeah? I already know you locked in with BP and shit. We gave our opinions on it on the Talk A Lot pod every Monday. Y'all need to tap in.
What y'all had to say about it?
No, because they didn't have it annually. Let people know. Not annually, but every year.
Mm-hmm.
Let people know.
It just last year was the first year, so.
Yeah, but it's only they announce shit like a month or two. And they have a voting situation where everybody couldn't vote.
Right. That was last year. So we try to do better. Well, I ain't gonna say we. I'm not a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
But,
I'm not a part of that.
Yeah.
Let's just throw that out there. This is BP and Snap Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so they working on, getting everything together now. So we ain't even reached summer yet. So
tell them tap in with me. I'll help out you, fam. I bring the ideas.
Yeah. So, hey, man, y'all reach out. Y'all, everybody who want to be a part of it, reach out to BP, Snap Hughes. They open ideas, man. Like, they not the type of people that gonna hold that song. Like, they not that. They really want to work with people. They really want to know what's going on in the community with the artists. I mean, they pay attention to what's going on with the community with the artists. So they want to do their best to, select who needs to be selected. And a lot of times, like with last year, man, I just feel like everybody that was complaining shit, they didn't do the work to even get acknowledged.
Yeah. Like, even me, I feel like, I was nominated for the podcast shit. I know I wasn't supposed to win, because I know I wasn't consistent.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to reflect and see that, what did you do wrong? A lot of people can't see that. I knew what I did wrong.
Exactly. And see, that was the same thing with me. See, I was nominated for 3 different things. I ain't win shit. But, it's just like, I know what I did.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know what I could do better this year. And the same people who was saying it still last year, they not doing shit this year.
Yeah. Let me get my rocks on right quick. This time I'm winning the podcast of the year. I know the other niggas buying views and shit trying to top me, but they're not consistent. So if y'all want to win this year, stop buying views and be consistent.
Stop buying views, man. That go for y'all rappers too. Nigga, pull up, do a show, nigga. Do a show, let me see you sell it out. I don't believe you. I done did it. I don't believe you, niggas. I don't believe you. Niggas not doing that. Niggas not selling tickets. Niggas not selling merchandise. Niggas not doing that.
Yeah.
They not doing it. I hear you rapping. I see your views going up. I'm the same nigga with 100-some views, with 100-some people in the crowd, though.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all the same nigga with 50K views, with nobody there to support you. All your listening parties.
All your homeboys want to come and sit in the back. They want to say, hey, can you get me in free? Yeah.
Everybody getting in free. I get paid for everything I do. You see what I'm saying? Like, we not on the same type of time. Like, it's just not that. And this year, I'm going to make sure that's known. Like, niggas out here, they capping.
Yeah.
Social media is fake. That shit is AI. That's what it is. This is social media is AI. Y'all niggas lying. The views is fake. Goddamn, you don't got no fan base for real. Stop lying. Stop playing. You ain't making no sales. Stop lying. Stop playing. I see what's going on. I do my research. I study y'all niggas. You're not doing it for real. Mm-hmm. You're not.
Facts.
And that's the alcohol talking. No, that's me talking. That's me talking. This shit, it ain't real, bro. Y'all niggas is AI. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about AI. Make sure you put that down.
Okay. And with that, man, tell the people about your social media.
He gonna add me back there, and I just said,
Yeah, I mean, but we gotta know where to find you at. You feel me? Like, we gotta know where you at.
You can find me on Instagram at BLACC_MEL319. You can find me on Facebook at Blacc Mel BLACCMEL. Make sure you space it in between because it's not all together. It's not one word. It's two separate words. And it's not Blacc Mel BLACKMALE. That's it.
And man, with that, man, we out. Any final words you want to say?
Follow my Linktree and my bio on every social media I just named. You can find merch there. You can find all the albums, all the music, whatever's coming up, show dates, this, that, and the third. That's it.
Okay. And we out.
We
Boom!